Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna walk through a TryHackMe room that has been released in recent time. And the room talks about living off the land binaries. If you are in a cyber defense sector, working as a cyber defense analyst, you must be having an idea about this, especially if you are in a red team. And this specific TryHackMe room explained about the living of the land binaries in a beautiful way. So I just wanted to abduct the same feeling to my subscribers, and that is why I'm here making this video. Without further ado, let's begin. We are in the TryHackMe room, living off the land. This is the room that I was talking about. Learn the essential concept of living off the land in red team engagements. Living off the lands is nothing but list of binaries. The binaries that are being used by red teamers, malware researchers, and threat actors. So in this room, we are going to learn about some of the living of the land binaries. They are not going to cover the entire living of the land binary list. Only we are going to witness few important binaries. And for your information, I already connected to TryHackMe VPN. Hence, I got this IP address. So I'll be able to spawn this machine directly, and I'll be able to access this machine. So this is the machine they gave where we can able to experiment the living of the land binaries. All right, so let's begin from the introduction. The first topic is actually the introduction, and the second one is Windows Sysinternals. Third one is LOLBAS Project. I'll explain what it is. File operations, file execution, application whitelisting bypasses, other techniques, real life scenario, finally a conclusion. So they are going to discuss this living off the land binary in an elaborate manner. So we are going to learn a lot of things about these binaries. Stay tuned. Let's go to the introduction first. What is living off the land? Living off the land is a trending term in red team community. The name is taken from real life living by eating the available food on the land. Similarly, adversaries and malware creators take advantage of target computers' built-in tools and utilities. By this line, from this line, we will be able to understand one thing. Living off the land binaries are legit binaries. They are built-in tools and utility, and the threat actors often often use these built-in binaries for some nefarious activities. That is why we are classifying it as living off the land. Uh, Not only threat actors, it can also be used by red teamers. The term living off the land was introduced at DerbyCon 3 in 2013. This is the link, actually the link of a YouTube video, a conference video, so which is where the term living off the land, for the first time they introduced, and has gained more traction in the red team community ever since becoming an often used and popular technique. These built-in tools perform various regular activities within the target systems and network capabilities. However, they are increasingly used and abused, for example, using the certutil tool to download malicious files into target machine. So if I open this specific certutil link, it is one of the Microsoft utilities signed by Microsoft, and also it has its own purpose here. So we can also, we in the sense, the red teamers and the threat actors can obviously use this certutil tool to download the files from a specific location. So that is another hidden properties of this specific binary. The primary idea is to use Microsoft signed programs, scripts, and libraries to blend in and evade defensive controls. Red teamers do not want to get detected when executing their engagement activities on the target. So, utilizing these well known uh, legitimate tools for their nefarious operations, they will be able to dodge the security systems. So, that is the main purpose of using this living off the land binaries. The following are some categories that living off the land encompasses: reconnaissance, file operations, arbitrary code execution, lateral movement, security product bypass. So here they gave some of the categories and the learning objectives of this room. So we are going to learn about the term living off the land, and we are also going to learn about the LOLBAS project, and also we are going to understand and apply the techniques used in this red teaming engagements. So they gave some prerequisites, but in my point of view, these prerequisites are not required. If you have a basic knowledge about the cyber defense and the red teaming activity, that would be more than sufficient. And you can able to connect the TryHackMe VPN, and this is the machine IP and the credential details. You can spawn this machine and you can log in the machine for the future exercises that we are going to do. So this is all about the introduction. Let me complete this. This is just an information. I'm going to the next entry, next topic. Windows Sysinternals. Windows Sysinternals are nothing but list of tools provisioned by Microsoft, and these tools are often used by the system administrators and the cyber defense security researchers. So let's see what is Sysinternals. Windows Sysinternals is a set of tools and advanced system utilities developed to help IT professionals manage, troubleshoot, and diagnose Windows operating systems in various advanced topics. This internal suite is divided into various categories, including disk management, process management, networking tools, system information, security tools. So if I go here and search for Windows Sysinternals suite, I'll be able to download the bundle as a single file. So here you can see the Windows Sysinternal tool. It is totally, it has the size of 45 megabytes. So you can download this Sysinternal suites and you can keep it in your Windows machine. And once you extract this file, you will be able to witness the list of Sysinternal tools in a one place. And in order to use the Windows System tool, we need to accept the Microsoft end user license agreement, and that is what they gave here. And they also listed some of the popular Windows System tools here. So let me open a couple of tools just to demonstrate. First, let's see the tool Access CHK, Access Check. Helps system administrators check specified access for files, directories, registry keys, global objects, and Windows services. And that is the brief intro. And the PSEXEC, process execution, I suppose, a tool that executes programs on a remote systems. And the next one is EAD Explorer, Active Directory Explorer, an advanced Active Directory tool that helps to easily view and manage the EAD database. And coming to the next one, proc dump, process dump, monitors the running processes for CPU spikes and the ability to dump memory for further analysis. Let's see the next one, Procmon, an essential tool for process monitoring. And Procmon is very famous. Even I used this tool in my previous videos. Uh, let's go to the next one, the TCP view, which is a simple tool. We can spawn the tool and we can see the list of existing TCP and UDP connections for that respective machine that you are using. And the PS tools, Portman, Whois, or some of the other popular tools. If I go to this specific tool here, it is under this internals category, and the tool itself, sized 958 kilobyte, which is very less. You can simply download this executable and keep it in your system. They also gave the usage, how to use the specific tool. Since looks like it's a command line tool. This is how you have to use this tool. Going to the next one, PS execution. If I am going further down, I can see its usage as well. Like this, you'll be able to witness the list of tools, list of Sysinternal tools. Here you can see file disk utilities, network utilities, process utilities. Actually, this specific tool PSEXEC is listed beneath the process utilities, and there are other tools as well along with ProcDump and all, PortDump and all. Yeah, these are the list of tools. If I go to the AD Explorer, I can see the different tool for this. Looks like it's a GUI tool. You can download this tool as well. Everything is free. You can use it free of cost. Moving to the next one, Sysinternals Live. One of the great features of Windows Sysinternals is that there is no installation required. That is another excellent stuff here. You can simply click download, and you can use the tool directly. You need not to install any tool. Microsoft provides Windows Sysinternals service, Sysinternals Live, with the various ways to use and execute the tools we can access and use them through. And another excellent feature is the Sysinternals tools can be accessed by remote. You can use this specific website link, live.sysinternals.com. So if you access this website, it lists the list of sysinternals. You'll be able to download the sysinternal tool of your wish by accessing this URL. And as I said before, you can also download the sysinternal suite, and you can keep it access these tools in offline. Yeah, and Windows Share and Command Prompt. We can also access these sysinternals through these three various ways. And in order to use these tools, you either download them or by entering Sysinternals live path. So this is the live path, the live Windows share path. You'll be able to, if you use this live path in the Windows run, you'll be able to open these tools, a list of tools. Actually, this is an online shared directory, shared repository. So you can also use this one to get this internal tool that you want. Note that the attached VM doesn't have the internet access. We pre-downloaded, so this is just an information. They already downloaded and kept that sys internal tools on this specific machine that we spawn. And moving down, if you are interested in learning more about the Windows sysinternals, they gave another room. There are exclusive rooms for learning the sysinternals, but that is the concept for another video. So let's see the last topic in this specific section: red team utilizations and benefits. While built-in and sysinternal tools are helpful for system administrators, these tools are also used by hackers, malware, and penetration testers due to the inherent trust they have within the operating system. That is the biggest advantage that these sysinternal and living off the land binaries possess. We will be able to, the threat actors and the red teamers will be able to dodge the security systems easily when they use this list of signed tools. This trust is beneficial to red teamers who don't want to get detected and caught by any security control on the target system. Therefore, these tools have been used to evade detection and other blue team controls. Remember that due to the increase of adversaries and malware creators using these tools nowadays, the blue team is aware of malicious usage and has implemented defensive controls against most of them. Yeah, this is just an information. They just gave briefly why we are preferring uh, the living off the land binaries and the sysinternal tools when we are performing the red team operation. All right, let's move on to the next one, LOLBAS project. If you are not aware about this LOLBAS project, stay tuned here. I am explaining that project here. LOLBAS. What is LOLBAS? LOLBAS stands for Living Off the Land Binaries and Scripts. The project's primary main goal is to gather and document the Microsoft signed and built-in tools used as living off the land techniques, including binaries, scripts, and libraries. If I scroll down further, I can see the website for this specific LOLBAS project. That specific website already have the list of tools here, and they gave the binary name here and its functions. It will be helpful when you are using this website, and it will be able to, it will be helpful when you are trying to distinguish each binary, and also the type they gave and the mitre attack techniques. What sort of technique these tools are possessing. So that is the thing here. They gave the definition for that. The LOLBAS project is the community-driven project repository, gathering a collection of binaries, scripts, and libraries that could be used for red team purposes. Since it is community-driven, even if you find any binary that is seemingly the living of the land, that is seemingly possessing the living of the land properties, you can also contribute to this specific LOLBAS project. And the previous image shows that what LOLBAS project pages looks like at this time. If you are interested in more details about the project, you can visit to this link. So let me visit to this specific LOLBAS link. living of the land binaries, scripts, and libraries. For more info on the project, click logo. And if you want to contribute, you can also contribute to this community, to this specific project. And they gave the guide. If you found any binary that is seemingly the living of the land, you can contribute here. And here I can see from this number, it is saying uh, actually it is holding 156 binaries and the scripts related to, this which possess this living of the land characteristics. So if I scroll down further, I can see some familiar executable files. You can see the cert util executable file here, command.exe. And if I scroll down further, I can see the cscript.exe. I used this cscript.exe binary when I was showcasing the weaponization in my previous video. And if I scroll down, I can see some other exciting binaries having some new functionality apart from its typical function. Yeah, look at this regedit. Even the regedit is one of the binaries which is categorized as alternate data streams. That is its type. And also, if I scroll down further, reg svr32. I'll explain about this vulnerability in a moment. If I scroll down further, yeah, there are multiple binaries. Here I can see the library files. Yeah, and also you can see the type here. Now we are entering into other MS binaries. And yeah, let's try to read further. The LOLBAS website provides a convenient search bar to query all available data. It is straightforward to look for the binary, including the binary name. We will show the results. However, if you want to look for the specific function, we are providing forward slash before the function name. So you need not to worry for this search thing. If you want to search for a specific function, they gave that general search string. If I want to look for the function download, let's say download, I need to enter forward slash and search for download. If I click enter, it will list it will list the binaries which is offering the download function. And likely I can also search for a specific script and also the specific MyTray technique ID. And also we can able to search from, with the name. So that is what they gave here. Scripts, binaries, libraries, and other MS binaries. These are the types of files present in this LOLBAS project. Tools criteria. Specific criteria are required for a tool to be living of the land technique. So here they gave the criteria. Yet any tool cannot be the living of the land. There must be some certain criteria. Let's see that. It has to be Microsoft signed file, native to the OS, or downloaded from the Microsoft. This is one of the important points. And having additional interesting unintended functionality not covered by known use cases. It must be holding some unintended functionality which is being exploited, which is being used by the threat actors for some bad purposes. And apart from that, benefits an APT, advanced persistent threat or red team engagement. As I said, those unintended functionality must be utilized for some bad activities, some red teaming activities. So these are the criteria to become a living of the land binary. And please note that if you find any exciting binary that address the previously mentioned criteria, you may submit your finding by visiting the GitHub repository contribution page for more information. So they gave that page link here as well. If I go to the top, yeah, here I can see the contribution guide. You can refer this either, or you can refer this specific link. The interesting functionalities. The LOLBAS project accepts tool submissions that fit one of the following functionalities. Uh, the tool must have, the tool must be possessing the one of the below functionalities: arbitrary code execution, file operations including downloading, uploading, and copying files, compiling the code, persistence including hiding data in an alternate data streams or executing at logon. UAC bypass. UAC is nothing but user access control. and dumping process memory and DLL injection. Let's scroll down further. We have four questions. We have to search in this LOLBAS project to answer these questions. Visit LOLBAS project's website, check out its functionalities, then use the search bar to find the attack ID T1040. What is the binary name? So here they gave the attack ID. I need to search for the specific attack ID in this specific syntax. So let's try to give that. I should remove these quotations. Yeah, now I can see the binary name pktmon.exe. It has the function of reconnaissance. It's a binary actually, and the attack technique is network sniffing. So let's try to answer that. We got it correct. And the next question, use the search bar to find more information about msbuild.exe. What is the attack ID? So there is another binary called msbuild. Let's try to search for that. So here I can see its function AWS bypass and execute. And its attack ID is nothing but, and here is the ID T1127.001. So I submit this and I'm getting it correct. Use the search bar to find more information about scriptrunner.exe. What is the function of that specific binary? So let's try to search for this binary and we need to look for the function. The function is nothing but execute. So that's the right answer. In the next task, we will show some of the tools based on the functionalities. Yeah, this is just an information. Now we finished this task 3. Let's go to the next one. The next one is nothing but file operations. Let's see what are all the tools that we got related to this file operation. This task shows commonly used tools based on functionalities and malware activities seen in the real world as well as in red team engagements. This task will highlight some interesting living of the land techniques that aim to be used in file operation, including download, upload, and encoding. So first of all, let's see the binary called certutil. If I search for this binary certutil, I can see it performs some file operations like alternate data streams, downloading, encoding, and decoding. And also I can see the MITRE attack techniques involved in this specific file. Certutil is a Windows built-in utility for handling certification services. It is used to dump, display certificate authority configuration information and other CA components. Therefore, the tool's normal use is to retrieve the certificate information. So this is the typical use of this specific certutil tool. However, the people found that certutil.exe could transfer and encode files unrelated to certification services. It also performs some additional operations that people detected. Those operations can be, those operations are nothing but downloading some files and making some encoding and decoding stuffs. And the MITRE attack framework identifies this technique as ingress tool transfer. So if I open the specific MITRE website, I can see the ingress tool transfer technique, and let's see what it is. Adversaries may transfer tools or other files from external systems into compromised environment. Files may be copied from an external adversary controlled system through the command and control channels to bring tools into victim network or through alternate protocols with another tool such as FTP. Files can also be copied over Mac and Linux with the native tools like SCP, rsync, and SFTP. So they said these tools can be transferred through the C2 channels. And if I scroll down further, I can see the list of malwares and the list of EAPTs who are all utilizing this specific technique, ingress tool transfer. I can see some popular names here, Agent Tesla, some EAPT names, Baby Shark, Bandook, Look at this. The list is going, still going. So many threat actors are using this specific cert util binary or the specific technique. To illustrate this with an example, we can use certutil.exe to download a file from attacker's web server and store it in the Windows temporary folder. Using this command below, now we use the -URL cache and -split -f parameter to enforce the tool to download from the provided URL using the split technique. So here is the command certutil -URL cache -split -f, then the URL from which we need to download the specific tool, and at the end we can see the destination file. Once the file is downloaded, to which path, at which name we need to place that file. That is what we need to specify here. And the URL cache is to display the URL and enables the URL option. -split and -f parameter to split and force fetching files from the provided URL. And also the certutil.exe can be used as an encoding tool where we can encode files and decode the content of the files. The attack technique, they gave another MITRE technique ID here: obfuscated files or information. Adversaries may attempt to make executable or file difficult to discover or analyzed by encrypting, encoding, or otherwise obfuscating its content on the system or in transit. This is the common behavior that can be used across different platforms and the network to evade defenses. So here is the brief intro about this technique. And here is the command certutil command to encode a specific file content and putting the output in different file. So going through, if you want to learn about, if you want to learn more about the certutil tool, you can obviously refer this link. I'm going to the next topic, next binary, bits admin. So this is another binary in that specific LOLBAS project. So let's search for that. Bits admin, alternate data streams, download, copy, execute, same sort of file operations. Bits admin tool is a system administrator utility that can be used to create, download, or upload background intelligent transfer service. So that is the definition for bits here. Jobs and check their progress. Bits is a low bandwidth and asynchronous method to download and upload files from HTTP web servers and the SMB servers. Additional information about Bits admin tool can be found at Microsoft Documents. All right. The attackers may abuse the Bits jobs to download and execute malicious payload in a compromised machine. So this is the hidden functionality of this specific Bits admin tool. And for more information about this technique, obviously they gave another link. Think this is the same link that we witnessed before. Oh, not a same link. There is another technique called bits job. Adversaries may abuse the bits jobs to persistently execute or clean up the malicious payloads. So that is the uh, brief explanation for this. If I scroll down further, I can see the list of APTs here who are all using the bits jobs. And here I can see this famous Cobalt Strike, Marquee Rat, Patchwork Rat, sorry, Patchwork APT, and Bazaar Loader. Here I can see the command actually. The command bitsadmin.exe and /transfer to use the transfer option, /download, we are specifying transfer using download type, and /priority, we are setting the priority of the job to be running in the foreground. And here we are mentioning whether it is foreground or background. So once we mention it as a foreground, we need to mention the URL here, and finally the destination file, folder, and the file. For more information about the bits admin, they gave the Microsoft documentation too, of course. So here, this is the documentation. This is the this is where the list of Microsoft tools provided. So here you will be able to read thoroughly about the specific tool. So moving to the next tool, find str, which means find string. Find string is a Microsoft built-in tool used to find text and string patterns in the files. The find str tool is useful in that helps users and system administrators to search within files and parsed output. For example, if you want to check whether the port is 8080 is open on our machine, then we can pipe the result in the netstat and find the port as follows. So here you can see the netstat-an will display the list of ports that is listening on the current machine. If you are using the pipe symbol and using the second command find string 445, whatever the output we are getting from this netstat-an, it will be delivered as an input to the specific find string operation. So this is the binary that they are talking about. However, the unintended way of this find str.exe is to download the remote files from SMB share folders within the network as follows. So the use of this find str is nothing but downloading the files from the SMB shares, the nearby machines, and the find str /v to print out the lines that don't contain the strings provided, and they provide simply a dummy string. They pretend to be searching something, but they are not doing that exactly. They are just trying to download a specific file. The machine name, actually they are referring that specific SMB share and a specific file, and whatever this command obviously will look for the specific dummy string. Once it found it is not detected, then it will throw rest of the content of the specific test.exe file into specific destination file. So that is what the intention of the unintended intention of the specific find str binary. And note that the other tools can also be used for the file operations. We suggest to visit the LOLBAS project to check them out. So if you want to learn more about the other binaries, you are always welcome to access the specific website, and you can get into each and every binary, and you can read more informations about each binary. They also gave the path for the binary, the default path, and the detection, alternate data streams, download, copy. They also gave its functionalities. What are all the functionalities it possesses? And if I scroll down further, they are giving a task here. Run bitsadmin.exe to download a file of your choice onto attached Windows VM. Once you have executed the command successfully, an encoded flag file created automatically on the desktop. What is the file name? And the second question is, use the certutil.exe tool to decode the encoded flag file from question 1. And in order to decode the file, use -decode parameter. And what is the file content? So we have two questions. We are going to use two living of the land binaries here. First of all, let me open the specific machine that we already spawned. Now let's use this bitsadmin.exe tool on that attached Windows VM. So once we executed that bitsadmin command successfully, we will be able to witness the flag file on the machine's desktop. So here is the command. All I need to do is to get into that machine, go to that specific folder, and try to find the bitsadmin. We can able to call this bitsadmin.exe from anywhere, irrespective of the path you are in. So let's try to call that. So I'm using PowerShell here. Let me maximize medium font 20. Let me all right. It is better now. Now let's try to call this bitsadmin tool. Now the bitsadmin tool, we can call this tool from anywhere, as I said, and we need to call the /transfer to use the transfer option, and /download to specify the type download, and /priority to run it in the foreground. So I'm just copying this and pasting this thing here, and moving to the next one. I need to mention the URL of my wish. I can mention any URL. So I'm simply mentioning this Sysinternals URL, one of the tool. Let me copy one of the tools here. So I'm copying adexplorer.exe. So this is the link that I'm copying. When I paste the link, you can see this here. So this is the link I'm going to use. So I pasted that link here, and the next thing is the output file where I should store the downloaded file. So I'm mentioning the same thing. I'm going to place it in the desktop as payload.exe. So let me try to execute this. I'm trying to execute this. The display is download. The type is download. It is connecting. Priority foreground, and the files 0 for out of 1, and bytes is unknown. So I'm just going to wait for a few seconds, and I'm getting something on the screen now. I'm not sure what happened here, but let me see the desktop. Um, I yet to see the file. As I'm not seeing any files on this specific desktop, I'm going to refer the hint here. They gave the hint. When I read this hint, make sure to supply the exact arguments in order to receive the flag as follows. So we need to use this exact command. So I'm just copying the exact command. The IP address, the same thing, I'm gonna give here. So let me try to copy it and paste. I don't think it's the valid command. However, I'm going to give it. So let me provide the command here. No, it is an invalid argument. Here I need to use the IP of the machine 144 144.46. That is the machine IP. So I'm giving it. It says it is invalid argument. However, though we are getting the outcome as an invalid argument, if I see the desktop, I can see a file has been created. So if I open this specific file, I can see an encoded stuff. It looks like it is base64 encoded. Based on this padding, I'm just saying this. However, I'm not positive. So let me copy the file name. It would be helpful to answer one of the questions. They're asking the file name here. So let me give the file name. The extension is txt, and that would be the answer. And the next one, what is the file content? Here I need to use the certutil utility in order to decode the file content. So let's try to do that. I am actually going to the desktop folder, and here is the file. Copying the command certutil-decode. This is the encoded file, and the decoded file is decoded. I'm just giving a custom name here. All right, decode command completed successfully. Now, if I see this, I can find a file called decoded.txt. I'm using cat command, and when I use the cat command, I can see a flag here. So this is the answer that we want. Yeah, we successfully finished it. Moving on to the next one, file execution. Let's move to that. This task shows various ways of executing a binary within the operating system. The typical case of executing a binary involves various known methods such as using the command line cmd.exe or from the desktop. However, other ways exist to achieve the payload execution by abusing other system binaries. So in this specific topic, we are going to witness the list of binaries that will be helping to execute a specific file without calling the command.exe. This is the typical binary we use in order to execute something on the command line, of which of the reasons is to sorry, hide or harden the payload's process. Based on the Mitre attack framework, this technique is called signed binary proxy execution or indirect command execution, where the attacker leverages other system tools to spawn malicious payloads. This technique also helps to evade defensive controls. All right. Let's see the first one, File Explorer. File Explorer is a file manager system component of Windows. People found people found that using the File Explorer binary can execute other exe files. This technique is called indirect command execution. Let's see whether we are witnessing this explorer.exe in the LOLBAS project. Yeah, we can able to see the explorer.exe file as well. It is categorized as execute, and here they gave the path where that explorer.exe binary typically present. And if I scroll down further, they gave they gave the command in order to create a child process of explorer.exe parent, we can execute the following command. So what they are doing, look at this command actually. They are using explorer.exe utility with a root privilege. However, they are going to spawn another executable with this, by using this explorer.exe. So this explorer.exe can be used to trigger the another executable file. So that is a hidden functionality which can be abused by the threat actors. As a result of the previous command, we popped the calculator on the desktop. So let's try to give that. So I'm just going to give this specific command as it is. I'm going to copy the specific command on this machine. So let me clear the screen and paste the command. I'm copying it once again and pasting the command here. I should be able to see the calculator window now. Here it is. We used the explorer.exe binary to spawn the calculator. Not only calculator, this time we used this binary to spawn the benign calculator application, but malware authors, obviously they used this specific feature to spawn some notorious executables. And if I scroll down further, there is another utility called WMIG. Windows Management Instrumentation is a Windows command line utility that manages Windows components. People found that WMIG is also used to execute binaries for evading defensive measures. I have already seen this WMIG usage in some of the malware samples. So I think this WMake is one of the popular binaries being used by the malware authors. The Mitre attack framework refers to this technique, a signed binary proxy execution. So let's try to open that specific technique, the Mitre framework. Adversaries may bypass process or signed based on the defenses by proxying execution of malicious content with signed binaries. Binaries signed with trusted digital certificate can execute on Windows systems protected by digital signature validation. So if I scroll down further, I can see some sub techniques. MSHTA, compiled HTML file, reg svr32, run dll32. These are the these are the other executable files that are being used. You can see the specific file reg svr32. That file we have witnessed in this LOLBAS project. Reg svr32. Here you can see it. Like this, there are other methods as well. Sub techniques. All right. Um, Here you can see the command wmic.exe process call create calculator. The same process. By using this wmic.exe, we are going to spawn the calculator process. So this is the single command. So this is the single command. Let me try to give the command as well. When I try to execute, here you can see the outcome. Method execution successful, output parameters, process ID 5216, and the calculator's process is spawned. And if I scroll down further, the previous wmig command creates new process of the binary of our choice, which in this case calculator.exe. It is creating a process. As I said, it gives the process id here. Moving to the next one, run dll.exe. Actually, it is not an executable file, it is not a binary, it is a library file. The extension dll denotes the dynamic link library. Run dll32 is a Microsoft built-in tool that loads and runs dynamic link libraries. Typically, the DLL files cannot be executed, independently. They must require an executable file to execute the DLL file, and the run.dll32 utility does that specific job for the DLLs. A red team can abuse and leverage the run dll32.exe to run arbitrary payloads and execute JavaScript PowerShell scripts. The Mitre attack framework identified this as a signed binary proxy run DLL and referred it as T1218. T1218, where it is run DLL32. Here it is, run DLL32. This is the sub technique actually. And I can also witness this run DLL32 in the LOLBAS project. Here it is. And these are the paths where this run DLL typically locates based on the Windows system architecture. And now let's try to execute calculator.exe binary as a proof of concept using the run dll32.exe binary. So here is the command, run dll.exe javascript and mshtml.dll run html application. And here actually it is nothing but a simple JavaScript command. Eval is a function in JavaScript. So what they are trying to trigger, eval, it is actually the function to execute something. So w equal to new active object x, I mean active x object w script dot shell. W actually they are just creating a shell here and they are putting it within the object w, and object dot run. They are calling that object and they are running the calculator application, and they are also closing the window here. So let's try to run this first. All I need to do is simply copy this command and run it on that specific Windows machine we have. I'm getting an error here. Some mistakes found in this command. Okay, moving to the next one. The previous command we used run dll32 execute binary that embeds JavaScript component eval to execute the calculator.exe binary Microsoft calculator. And as mentioned previously, we can also execute PowerShell scripts using the run dll.exe. Not only the calculator application, they are also saying the PowerShell script execution is possible. And here actually they are just trying to explain the PowerShell execution by using the run dll32.exe. The following command runs the JavaScript that executes PowerShell script to download from remote website using run dll32.exe. So here is the same command, and instead of that specific calculator calling the calculator application, they are calling the PowerShell. And IEX, actually it's a commandlet alias of invoke expression, and the new object network.web client download string and any URL we can mention here. So it will eventually download a specific file from this specific URL. So if any PowerShell script that is hosted online, then you can obviously try the PowerShell script. You can try to download the script and you can execute. All right. So that is the thing here. So this is just another information, another useful stuff that we can utilize while red teaming. So yeah, this is all about that file execution part.